Hi everybody, I just wanted to start off by saying I do not watch these music videos. I believe these are from the devil and I watch them on mute um, solely for educational purposes and is exposing agenda of the elite. So this video starts off, he's sitting in this chair looking at these TV screens, and also Kesha did this in her music video. They start showing different scenes of what they usually would show you on the news, and that's pretty much the race wars and showing that people hate Donald Trump, and um, it shows the oppression in these umbrellas here. These represent the fact that the elite have people under their umbrellas. It shows these really weird images. I'm not sure what this is exactly. Then it jumps to this scene. It kind of looks like a prison or possibly a concentration camp. And he starts dancing down. Then this woman figure pops up and she starts running away in the opposite direction. Then it jumps to this scene. They start flashing these flashlights like some type of signal. What are they trying to signal to us? They wore the It's Time pins. They're flashing these signals. They have to be warning us about something that is to come. These people are worshipping this pyramid with the all-seeing eye on top of it. They're in a creepy big circle. This woman comes and sets this pyramid on fire. It explodes. Then it jumps to this woman's on stage and she's being worshipped by these people. And behind her, the sign says revolution. And they got the people who are supporting the women's march and things like that. And later I'm going to show you some pictures of the women's march. This scene, he's going very, very, very fast, like speeding down this lane. Then it switches to a scene when these people are like in some type of matrix. They have this white ring or light wrapped around their eyes and their ears, and it starts flipping to these subliminal pictures. Looks like a witch doing some type of witchcraft. Then it jumps to some eyes, and that's it just looks demonic. um the next scene, it's a little dove, kind of like, looks like hands also, and then a face of a soul at the bottom of it. So it's like they're taking their souls. And then it jumps to this scene. It's really creepy too. You know, it's like it's strange, and they're playing some type of victim. Donald Trump is playing a victim, when in truth, it's all a bunch of lies. Okay, then they show a scene of ruins, possibly after the rapture, and they show these children, and it's just really creepy. Um, okay, so here are the pictures from the Women's March in California. It's pretty much the opposing side of the March for Life. And a lot of these pictures are going to be really disturbing. It's a shame, there's children at this march, and there's people walking around with really vulgar and disgusting costumes, and promoting LGBT, and their most of their signs are going against Donald Trump, who professes to be a Christian, but I'm about to show you that he is not a real Christian, and he is just another puppet, being used to cause hatred towards Christians. And it's all a setup, pre-planned. in advance. The system is set up for us to fail. They want Christians to seem like we're bigots and we're hateful, but we're everything but that, and that is why I'm choosing to expose this. This is also a great example of the fact that we are seeing the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, where all the thoughts of men, women, and even children are evil, not including, real Christians who are following Jesus, but, the people who are wicked. And also, I wanted to mention these celebrities. They make sure that they show up to these events and support them. Here's Demi Lovato. Also, Jamie Lee Curtis. She's known for the Halloween movies. And if you remember, Obama started the whole bigotry and going against the saints. Here's Ariana Grande taking a selfie before the event. She's throwing up the devil horns. Also, Vanessa Hudgens, this is her from last year, and they all wear shirts with really vulgar words on it. So here's the video of Trump, and this is proving that he is not a real Christian.
I just got one more, because you used the word Christian. Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of, I'm a religious person. Shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find this out, I'm Protestant, I'm Presbyterian. And I go to church and I love God and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale was my pastor. The Power of Positive Thinking. Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon. You never wanted to leave. Sometimes we have sermons, and every once in a while we think about leaving a little early, right, even though we're Christian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still remember his sermons. It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real-life situations, modern-day situations, into the sermon. And you could listen to him all day long. When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, he passed away, but he was a great... He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness. And I do that as often as possible because I feel cleansed, okay? But, to me, that's important. I do that. But in terms of officially, I could say absolutely, and everybody, I don't think in terms of that. I think in terms of let's go on and let's make it right.
So again, you've gone into it. If I don't ask this question, this audience will be disappointed. Straight question. What is your relationship with God?
Well, I pray. I go to church. Do I do things that are wrong? I guess so. I'm a business person. I really do well at business. I've done great. I've made some of the great deals. I own some of the greatest properties in the world. Am I totally? I think God helped me. Personally, I think God helped me. I think, look, God helped me by giving me a certain brain, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I went through a phenomenal school, the Wharton School of Finance, which is said to be the greatest business school in the world. I did really well there. I was a great student. I was born with a certain intellect that is good for this. John McCain goes, oh boy, Trump makes my life difficult. He had 15,000 crazies show up. Crazies. He called them all crazy. I said, they weren't crazy. They were great Americans. These people, if you would have seen these people, I know what crazy is. I know all about crazies. These weren't crazy. So he insulted me, and he insulted everybody in that room. And I said, somebody should run against John McCain, who has been, you know, in my opinion, not so hot. And I supported him. I supported him for president. I raised $1 million for him. It's a lot of money. I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, you know, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you. Do you agree with that? He's a war hero.
It's about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And you say, oh, I know that. No, you don't. And neither do I. I know something about it. You know something about it, but you do not know all that is to know. You think there's no power in the gospel? It's because no one's preaching it. There is power in the gospel, but this gospel is scandalous. Men hate it. They're offended by it. They grit their teeth. They refuse to hear because it tells man what he is. He doesn't want to hear it, but he must hear it in order to be saved. Imagine a man who is born in sin, who lives in sin all of his life. He is a man of unclean lips, and he dwells among a people of unclean lips. He's accustomed to sin. He's accustomed to judgment. He's accustomed to God's frown. And yet, the Bible says when he dies and stands before God, it will be horrifying for that sinful creature to stand before a holy God. The shame. Even though this man's heart is as hard as stone, he will bear an unbelievable shame because of his sin. Now imagine this, the holy, undefiled Son of God, who knew nothing of sin, had never offended his Father, only knew his Father's smile, and that is all. On that tree, in one moment, he bore all your sin and all your guilt, and he felt the Father's frown. But you'll be an eternity of eternities in heaven, and you still will not comprehend all the glory of God revealed in His gospel.